Good afternoon, Vicky. Yes, the build-up continues for Joshua against Dubois at Wembley Stadium. But here in South London, Chris Eubank Jr. gearing up for his return to the ring after more than a year away. Chris, you join me now 3.5 weeks ago. How are you feeling about getting back in the ring again?
I cannot wait. A year out of the ring at 34 years old is way too long. I've been itching to get back into the ring for a long time, and now we have the perfect opportunity. Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia. It's very exciting. It's an amazing card. I've got a tough opponent in Kamil Zeramata, and yeah, we're ready to go.
And what is the main emotion, having been out for so long? Are there some nerves there, or is it more excitement, as you're telling me just then?
No, it's not nerves. I've been in the game too long to get nervous, but it's more about just anxious. I just want to get out there. I want to fight. Boxing is what I do. It's my life. It's my home. I feel comfortable when that bell goes, you know. So being away from that for so long, you know, you get tense, believe it or not. It's actually not relaxing to be away from boxing for too long, for me anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
An amazing card to be part of the undercard of the Bivol Beterbiev undisputed fight in Saudi Arabia. What are you expecting from your opponent, Zeramata? Of course, a former European champion.
Yeah, listen, he's fought at the highest levels. He fought Triple G, Jamie Munguia. He is, you know, he's a solid guy, tough, durable. You know, if I take my eye off the ball, you know, there can be an upset. You know, this is the perfect type of opponent that, you know, will test me after being a year out. And as long as everything goes to plan, October 12th, we've got some big fights coming up over the next 12 months after that. And
you won't be looking past your opponent, but many fans are looking past it because they know and think they know what may be on the horizon over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. Are we any closer to locking in the opponents for what is going to be a defining year or so for you?
Absolutely. All those mega fights are in the pipeline. You know, this is so easy to make now. Now that we have Sky Sports, now that we have the Saudi contingency, you know, these domestic fights in Conor Benn, Billy Joe Saunders, they're going to get made. The international with Canelo and Lara potentially for the world title. All these names are ready to go. So, you know, put on a great performance October 12th and then take these guys out.
You still look 25, but you turn 35 tomorrow, incredibly. You've not aged at all. Do you agree, though, that the next 12 to 18 months could define your career?
You know what, as crazy as it sounds, you know, after everything I've been through and all the things I've done over the last 10, 12 years, this next year or two is probably going to be the biggest part of my career, the most important. And that's very rare, you know. Usually when guys get older, they kind of, you know, things whittle down. For me, it's ramping up, which is why, you know, I need to be active. Taking a year off it wasn't ideal, but, you know, we've got through what we've got through, and now we have the opportunity to be active and consistent over the next 12 months.
And when you talk about the next 12 months being important, I spoke to you a few years ago, and what was important to you then was being involved in the biggest fights. But is it the world title fights that more intrigue you now? Or is it about setting scores with the likes of Conor Benn and the likes of Billy Joe Saunders?
You know, I'm not going to say one's more important than the other, because at the end of the day, boxing, you know, nothing ever goes to plan. You can't just say, oh, I want to fight for a world title, you know, or I want to fight in a huge fight. You've got to take what you can get. I'm just in a blessed position to have all these options. If a world title can be made within the next 6 months, absolutely. Lara just fought Danny Garcia a few days ago, and I know I can beat him. I know I can take that title from him. So 100% we're going to be gunning for that fight at some point soon. But if we can't get it, we've got all other names ready and waiting to go.
There is a big world title fight taking place at Wembley this weekend. Joshua against Daniel Dubois. Do you believe Joshua is a strong favourite going into that this weekend?
I would imagine so, yes. He is a favourite, you know, from what I can see, just in terms of, you know, his ability, his experience, his attributes. I think he outguns Dubois in most areas. But the exciting thing about heavyweight boxing is that one punch can change it all. One punch can end it all. So even though I do believe on a skill level and an IQ level, on an experience level, AJ has him outgunned, all that can change in a split second with these big boys. You know, they land a shot and that's it. Doesn't matter how many levels above you are. If you get hit on the chin, you're going to go down.
And how impressive have you been, by the way, AJ has bounced back from those 2 defeats to Usyk. He's had to show a lot of resilience. A lot of people doubted him, but now he's back at the top table, on the verge of potentially becoming a 3-time heavyweight world champion.
You can't. There's nothing but respect for somebody like that. And I know what it takes to come back from defeat and have to go through those demons, go through those dark times, and still believe in yourself when so many people don't. He's done that on a number of occasions now. And like I said, as I said, I know how hard it is. So watching him, you know, go through them defeats and now consistently active, taking on these big fights, taking on these big names, winning these fights, it's amazing to see. It's inspirational.
And finally, in terms of Daniel Dubois, 20 of his 21 wins have come via knockout. And as you were saying there before, just one punch can change anything in front of 96,000 at Wembley Stadium this weekend.
That's right. You know, I think that I think he beat Usyk. I think he should have got that title. I mean, that body shot wasn't low in my opinion. So really, he should have got that. He should have beaten him. It didn't happen for him, but you know, he's a big boy. He's strong. He can hit. So yeah, obviously AJ, regardless of his experience, has to stay on his, you know, on his P's and Q's at all times. Otherwise, you know, there's going to be a big upset.
And if we can get a quick prediction from you, what are you expecting?
AJ, I think he's going to be looking for a knockout. I can kind of sense some bad blood, some between them. I think he's going to want to go out there and teach him a lesson. So I'd say, you know, AJ stoppage maybe mid-rounds, 6, 7, 8.
Well, thanks to Chris Eubank Jr. for joining us live on Sky Sports News. Build-up continues. Joshua against Dubois this weekend on Sky Sports Boxers. But keep an eye on Chris Eubank Jr. in the next 12 to 18 months. There are some big fights coming, many of those bringing to you live on Sky Sports.
Thanks, James. Yeah, really good to hear from Chris there.